Hey everybody, I'm back. Well, today I was trying to figure out what can I make when I have some frozen meatballs, some chicken broth, and some noodles. Well, I'm actually going to be making meatball soup today. And the inspiration comes from the Italian wedding soup that you get from in the stores or in a restaurant. So, what I'm going to do today is last week, I went and got these type of pastas that I usually see in the Italian wedding soup. But I've also had spaghetti noodles. So any type of noodles use. When I make soups, I usually don't go by the exact noodles that they have, but sometimes you may want to. So I'm going to try to pronounce this acidi di pepe. I don't know what it is. I just know that they're very tiny and they're a ball. So before I started this, when I was getting ready, I put water in here in my pot and I'm letting it boil. And I actually added oil to this, okay? Now I do have probably more of this broth, but use whatever you have, okay? Chicken broth, it's really simple and it's not that expensive to get at the store. So if say you get a can of chicken broth that's like under $1, use it. Sometimes you may use a box. If you are making more of this for, a larger family, go for it. Or you have a lot of people who love the soup, go for it. I'm just one person, so I'll use all of this, but I won't be making as much as maybe you might use in some of your own recipes or in your own things. Okay, so we're letting the water boil. I have the meatballs out. I'm actually going to use this pot again after I'm done cooking the noodles. Okay? Now these do not take too long. This takes about 10 to 12 minutes to boil. Okay? So once we get this going, which is about ready to go right now, I'm going to add a little bit in. I'm estimating about how much. Okay, yeah, that's about good. Okay, I just estimated. If you're having a large family and you're doing this for them, I would definitely recommend getting a bigger pot, getting like a more chicken broth, and probably just one bag of meatballs. I'm using the bite-sized meatballs, but you can actually make that on your own. I'm going to probably do a video on meatballs, basic meatballs, sometime in the future. I don't know when, just depends on when, I don't have a lot of food in the house or I go shopping and I grab it. Okay, so this is going to be 12 minutes. For you, it's going to be like that. For me, I'm going to put this on pause and then I'll be back. Okay, so 10 minutes has passed, actually a little bit longer. This was 10 to 12 minutes. I turned the timer off and then I was unloading my dishwasher because I needed to have this drain into my sink. Now, you can use two things. This right here is a steamer. This kind of steams your vegetables. You can try to use that, but then when I put it in, I saw that the noodles I was using, those little pea things, were going through. They will get bigger, but sometimes things you think might work may do not. But that's science. It's trying out, okay? So anyways, I boiled the noodles. I think I got more noodles than I should have, but that's okay. So I'm just going to drain them, put them in my little colander. Okay. Now, while I was unloading the dishwasher, I went downstairs and changed my laundry. I also saw I had some extra broth in case it's needed. I turned the temperature off on it, but I'm going to turn it back on now to about a good 2. Okay? Now, unfortunately, these are little, so they may come through the colanders, so that just is what goes on. So we'll put them back in the pot. I'm not going to put all of them in. The only reason I'm not putting all of them in is so that I have enough room for the other stuff. But don't worry, I'll be using them. Okay. So the next thing is you saw me put the chicken broth in, put the noodles in. There's a lot of noodles and there's very little chicken broth. And then you put the meatballs in. Now these are frozen, and it's okay if they're frozen. So what we're going to do is add them in there. And I'm going to keep some out and put them back in the freezer for when I have my spaghetti, because I might be in the mood for spaghetti. So I'll have some spaghetti with meatballs. Okay. Put that in. Okay. We'll put a little bit more chicken broth in. Now, as I found in my, I think if I said it, I could be, I might have forgotten. I had some more chicken broth in the refrigerator, so I'm going to just put this in. Okay. And I'm going to probably add some more of the noodles. Maybe I'll use all of it. Thought I put a little bit in, but as I forgot that they do, get bigger. Dry out, shrink, rehydrate, they get larger. Okay. Get them in. Spaghetti's not this hard. Little peas are. Okay. So, if you don't have those little peas, it's okay to use spaghetti. I've actually seen people use, I think a restaurant that I went to years ago, and I asked for Italian wedding soup, actually used spaghetti in their soup. Now, this is just the basic of meatball soup. The basic. If you want to add vegetables, go ahead and add your vegetables. Yeah, go ahead and use some meatball soups, they have spinach. They add that. But if you want to add any type of vegetables, you may. And you're done. That's really it. Simple and easy. Okay? So, take care of yourself. Stay healthy. Stay wise. I know COVID in our area has gone way down, thank goodness, and kids are back in school. They've been back in school for a while. They've been hybrid, but which means 2 days, or they stayed online virtually. Now they're in full time. Well, not almost full time. They're in more days, or they could stay virtual. So seeing the kids more. So, anyways. Take care of yourself, everybody. And until next time, bye.